going to be starting a podcast titled Keep Teens Talking. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to
Keep Teens Talking.
It's your girl, Tasha, and
Kayla.
We are so excited to be here today. Today we're going to kind of sort of be talking about teen pregnancy. So I have opened it up and some friends have asked a few questions about teen pregnancy and what the journey has been like for us. So I want to dive into it and kind of get your perspective on teen pregnancy as well, because I don't think that's a conversation that we really had in depth. But it'd be interesting. Y'all know she be shading me all the time about what I was doing at her age and being pregnant and this, that, and the third. But so we'll see. All right. The first question that she asked is, do you feel like we grew up together?
So I feel like for me, I would say yes, because now it's kind of different. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like you were my age and now I'm your age. And I feel like when you have your kids at a young age, you live it with them. You see this stage and this stage. I was here before you even turned 18. All in your 20s, your 21, your 21st birthday, when people go get drunk and stuff.
Very true.
She was still here. So I definitely feel like we did grow up with each other. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you have your kids young and that you hold on, you're just saying. When you have kids at a young age, they get to see the mistakes and the growth that you have, because 16-year-old mommy, which I can't really remember too much about, but 16-year-old mommy is different from 30s mommy. So
she's like, should I talk?
Yeah. So there's a huge maturity, maturity growth, I guess you could say.
I agree. I think that no matter what age you have your children, there's going to be some sort of growth. Yeah. I think just in general, being a parent really matures you to an extent, because life is no longer just about you. Mm-hmm. But I think it's being the age that I am now, thinking about it girl, you're 16.
Right.
You're 16 and having to think about how I'm going to take care of another human being, and I couldn't really take care of myself.
Yeah. Definitely I feel for even the girls younger than 15.
Yeah.
I mean 16. Cuz I've seen some ages
at school now?
No, on social media and stuff.
Okay, cool. So her next question was what it was like growing up together.
Okay.
Eat my chips.
Because I was bad, there was times where it sucked. But then also I was feeling when I was acting bad, I used to get in trouble, and it was just annoying. It was always something one thing after the other.
So you're specifically talking about when you were growing up.
When I was with you, young. Wait, what's the question again? Hold on. Sorry. What was the question again? What was it like growing up with you?
Yeah, what was it like us having to grow up together at the same time?
I would say it was fun. I used to be there. I don't know, wherever mommy was, I was there. Birthday parties, going out to eat, I was there. Park. So growing up together, we got to visit many places. Mm-hmm. And I think mommy, for how she raised me, because it wasn't a be on your phone or go on your iPad or something. It was I was outside and I was seeing different things. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. I was turned up. I knew everybody's business. Outside till 1 o'clock. It was fun. It's an experience.
Yeah.
And I think that it can be hard at certain points in times, but I feel you should never take it for granted. Mm-hmm. You should really just try and I guess live in your best moments.
Very interesting. For me, there were aspects of it that I enjoyed, and there were aspects of it that I was this is it's kind of rough, you know? I enjoyed the fact that I was like younger and able to keep up with you,
Yeah.
because I just feel like me right now, I wouldn't have it. Like, I understand the parents that have multiple kids and like that last one, they just like, hey man, it is what it is, right? Because as you get older, you realize like I can't keep up, you know, like but I think too, because I was so young, it was really hard for me to how do I want to word this? It was really hard for me to love you the way that you wanted or you needed love, because I had not yet experienced love like that, right? But I do feel like growing up together is what helped our relationship and our bond and connection. I think like the longer I would have gone just thinking like, oh, the way that I'm doing things is okay because I didn't have a kid to kind of like hold the mirror up to my face, I would have just continued that way.
Yeah.
And then when I had you later on in life, I would not have known how to handle the younger Michaela.
Yeah. That
She
Michaela
was a
was
lot.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a lot. But I do want to point out, so when Kayla was younger, I think your punishments like started as just like a whooping.
Yeah.
But then as I got older and realized like, oh, this is not working, I had to change some things. And I guess my question for you is, do you think that those changes came with age, or do you think that like people influence those changes?
Well, who else told you about the books?
Oh.
Yeah, so definitely some people whispering in the ear about like different things to try. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't necessarily the whoopings that or the punishments that changed me. I think it was genuinely just the change of like parenting, even like the change of environment and how like different things like went.
Yeah.
The whoopings and stuff, they didn't faze me, because you're only in trouble for oh so long.
Yeah, it's like temporary.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning, I definitely did what I grew up experiencing. And so having to like reform my parenting to have a better relationship with her. Like, yeah, I want to be your friend and we like each other, but all of that comes with boundaries. And so for one, I had to learn those boundaries, like what I wanted my boundaries to be, and then how to enforce those boundaries at home. And guys, it's always going to get rough before it gets better, because Kayla was like, forget these boundaries. Like, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. I think as time progressed and you got older, just like I got older, it became easier. Where it was like, okay, like I know my mom now, so I'm not going to do that, and I won't be entertaining this, but maybe I'm going to try this.
Yeah, I definitely used to push it here and there. But now, like, I'll say since 10th grade, I haven't been pushing anything. I've just been like, nothing to get me in trouble. Now, attitude-wise is different.
Okay, what? You forgetting that situation now. That was high school.
I said 10th grade.
10th grade high school?
Yes, that was 9th grade, yeah. Yeah. So 10th grade is fully when Michaela got it together. And now I don't really like do much because it's time for me to graduate. Like, what do I look like getting in trouble?
That's true. Do you think that because we have grown up together, it has forced us to be friends or best friends? Or do you think that we genuinely wanted to form this friendship? Was it like a forceful thing? Or?
No. I feel like everybody, well, most people, like, the average person would want, like, the average daughter would want to be close with their moms. Like, that's like the hope. Like, oh, you get married, you get pregnant, you have kids, and you and your kids just share so many moments.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what was the question? Because I have an idea, but like, I think you asked if I was since we were so young. Yeah.
I was saying,
Even
do you think that we were forced into our friendship, or that we genuinely wanted to establish one?
I think that we also like genuinely wanted to establish genuinely wanted to establish one, because I know that there are like moms and daughters even to this day that they don't get along. And I mean, like, hey, that's my mom and da 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 da, but it's like you guys are butting heads.
Yeah.
And you want to do it, but it's just not working.
I can see that. I can see that. Okay. So here's my next question. Do you believe that teen pregnancy can destroy or does destroy a person's life? Now, okay. I asked that because you do openly talk about, like, I'm not going to have kids this early. Like, I still have a life to live. And, you know, she's very much so like, I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about, like, people around you or even your friends that do get pregnant? Like, what is your thought process?
Okay. So for me, like, okay, at this point, I feel like I'm in high school now, so you see, like, so many different things from so many different age brackets, because high school goes from 15 to 18. And at this point, I realized that, like, child, these kids will have sex, and they don't care. Sometimes the parents don't care, and it's just like, y'all, do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Like, well, not do what you want to do, but, like, if you're gonna do it, then they're gonna do it. Just do it the right way. And I feel like even if my friends were doing that, I wouldn't necessarily judge you. But I think it's very important that if you are, like, doing things like that, nobody should know your business. Like, I really shouldn't even know. Unless you like, girl, da 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 da, then okay. But, like, it's just not something I should know. So, like, if they were to end up getting pregnant, for me, it's not like, oh, I'm going to judge you or I'm going to shun you, because what's done is done. Like, it's already happened. Like, there's no reason to do any of that. I do want to say that, like, I can't even stop people from doing what they're going to do. Like,
yeah,
it just happens. And I feel like, even, like, okay.
Drink.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Even, like, today, like, car really took me out. Okay. Even, like, in this generation, I feel like what's openly accepted is, like, LGBTQ and stuff. So, like, what's the difference between supporting them and not supporting somebody that just got pregnant at a young age? Like, y'all really wholeheartedly be shaming these girls, and sometimes when you don't know their circumstances, and two, like, you always think the worst of them.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to realize that no matter what's thrown, like, in your path, it's up to you to figure out how to succeed with it being in there. And sometimes kids are not always not a blessing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, like, it's hard in the moment, and it will be hard if you're younger, but don't let people, like, talk in your ear and make you feel like, oh, you can't do it because da 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 da, or I need friends in order to get through this, because you don't. It's just gonna have to be you and your baby, and you're gonna have to be locked in and make it work, because at that point you have somebody else to live for.
Yeah. I can say that Michaela has had people, and I don't really want to, like, call them her friends per se, but because I don't know if they're your friends, like, like your friend, you know. But she's going to, like, call me like, hey, mommy, this happened with this person. What can we do to help? Like, do you know anybody that can get diapers? Do you know anybody that can do this? Or, you know, one of them wanted to start a business, and she's like, can I give them this? Can I do that? You know, so she is very, like, empathetic. And I respect that.
But don't take my empathy for weakness. Because I have to cut up.
Girl, anyways.
Yeah.
But I also appreciate the fact that in her mind, she's like, this is not me, and I'm not going to do that. But I can love a person that has made those choices, and I can try to be there to support them and help them as best as I can.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Like, I can give you advice. Like, and I like babies, like, to a certain extent. I love babies that I can give back and come home. No responsibility, no obligations. Just go, have fun, come home, no
Babies
baby.
really stress Kayla out.
Y'all, oh my goodness. Like, it's so stressful. Like, and you can't even be mad when they sit there and cry. Like, it's so annoying. I'm ready to crash out, y'all. And that's why I say, like, I don't want kids. I don't have time for that. I want to send you back. But yeah, I'm like quick to give people advice. Like, oh, well, if you have a baby, you know, and they have hiccups, try and give them this or try and get that. Like, the research is what I can help you with. But I always say I cannot give anybody a place to lay their head at night.
Definitely
That's just not going to happen. Resources, advice, research, phone calls. That's what I could do for you. If I start driving or when I do, you need a ride to like an appointment or something, I can take you. But
take them in what?
My car.
You don't drive.
But I said if or when I can take you. But I always preach to my friends or like people who I can hear like doing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I always preach like, y'all, be careful, okay? Because these boys ain't it.
Safe.
Yeah, these boys are not it.
I feel, here's my soda.
I was going to say, wait, really quickly, I feel like a common misconception is that people feel like the girls let these boys play them, thinking that they can't use protection, and people think that protection is just to not have kids. But y'all, people walk around with STDs and all types of stuff, so please protect yourself.
Yeah.
It's real.
I think that, okay, there's so many things that
real.
You've said that, like, I want to kind of touch on. Definitely agree with protecting yourself, right? And I think a lot of times, and this is not like 100% of the time, but I think a lot of young girls are trying to fill a void. Yeah. And I think they look to these relationships that they have where this guy is validating them. And they end up just falling for the buffoonery. Mm-hmm. And then they're in this situation, you know? And it's rough, it's unfortunate, but I also think that has a lot to do with parents not having conversations with their children about it. I think a lot of times as adults, we feel like it's a little taboo. Yeah. Like, I don't want to have to talk to my kid about this. Last year, I taught second grade, mm-hmm. and we had to send home forms for parents to sign to have conversations, like teach a course basically.
Which is crazy for second grade.
It's crazy for second grade.
Because why we ABCs 1 2 3s?
We had to do a lot more about body parts and the term for these body parts, and some other things that like I'm uncomfortable with because you're not my kid. Yeah. You know, and gender roles and different things like that. Like, I don't believe that I should be teaching somebody else's child this information. However, the amount of forms that I received opting in, like, parents don't want to have these conversations with their kids. Mm-hmm. They'd much rather somebody else put the responsibility on someone else, right? And so I think that's like, man, like, what happened? Mm-hmm. Oh,
my back was itchy out.
I was like, when are we going to get to a place where we're okay to have these conversations with our children? and not be fearful of what they're going to think about us, right?
Yeah.
Because essentially, yes, we've lived life, we've experienced things. They're here, you know, they know how they got here.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Hold on. It just broke. Cut that out too.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's okay to not be deemed this like perfect parent,
Yeah.
you know, like this super parent. So that was one thing or two things. Now the last thing I wanted to touch on, just based on, you know, what you were saying, because I do have another question after this, but where we talked about like shaming young girls for it, right? I think a lot of times the guys get like a slap on the wrist.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. Oh, he's just a boy. I think like the responsibility and the weight falls so heavily on the females, and it's like, I'm human just like he's human, you know. But I think that there is a certain stigma to young ladies that become teen moms.
Because it takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango.
The only difference is one of them is walking away with no slight difference in their body or any like any, what's the word? Any evidence of what they're doing.
Yeah. Or
what happened, but the other one is, and she has to walk with the shame and the questions and everything being asked.
For sure. I think that, and I'll just speak for myself, when I got pregnant, there was a lot of like whispering, you know, and I think maybe people think that like, oh, she was really for the streets. I've never been for the streets, okay? That's not me. Not me. There was just like a time in my life where it felt like everything was going to shambles, right? Like my grandmother had passed away from cancer, my parents were going through a divorce. It was just a lot going on for me at that age, and I found comfort in someone, and ended up pregnant, child. But but that does not mean that these young ladies are like fast or that they're out here doing things with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, that's not the case. That's not always the case. Let me say that.
Because we do have some fast warriors around here.
Okay, maybe so. I don't know them, but maybe so. I do wish that there wasn't such a
stigma,
double standard, you know? And I just want teen moms or even teen dads to understand that there's nothing for you to be ashamed of. You made a mistake, is what I want to say. I don't think that the child is a mistake. I think Kayla is the best thing that happened to me at that age because I was really doing dumb stuff.
At that age. Kayla is really the best thing that happened to me, period. But we can keep that.
Anyways, I think at that age I was like making foolish mistakes, and I would have continued to make those foolish mistakes had I not had to mature for you. So I don't think that it always comes as a curse, you know? Children really are a blessing, and I don't want anybody to feel ashamed or embarrassed about the mistakes or the choices that they've made. You can reach out to people and have a support system, and continue to thrive. You know, you don't have to drop out of school. Like, all of the things that people try to put in your ear and, you know, scare you about, that does not have to be your story, right? I really pray, really give it to God and trust him, you know, because he would not have given you that child or that blessing if you weren't able to handle it. It's just your choices going forward from that point, you know? That's my TED Talk on teen pregnancy. I'm trying to think if I left anything out?
I would say also, like, going back to what we were saying about, like, even like some of the like young girls feeling like that void. You guys, self-love is very important, because no matter how many people you use or you have to come into your life and fill the void, it is temporary. If you in yourself, you can't work and fix it and rebuild it, it's going to be broken every single time. And it might just get worse because people will really do you dirty.
I agree with that. I think that's a very valid point. I think that I just feel like we talk about it so much nowadays as far as like self-love, self-care. But I don't know that people, myself included, right? Because I'm not going to make it about everybody else. I don't know that we genuinely know what that is or what that feels like. I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I love my therapist. It's my ace boom coon. But but I do think that everybody should have a therapist, somebody that's going to be unbiased, you know, and really get you to think and dig deeper. But that's also going to push and challenge you to learn about self and to love self and advocate for self. They have the tools, they have the strategies, they have the things that you need. Not that you can't do it on your own, because you can. Yeah. But some of us need that extra support, that extra push, you know? So I love that you said that. And Kayla is everything that I wanted to be at 16.
Oh,
okay. Period. Everything that I wanted to be at 16. Kayla stands on business. That's one. 2, Kayla loves herself. Okay.
It took a long time coming, but it happened. Y'all, I used to be so, like, I just knew, like, I used to be so obsessed with this glow up. Even when I was in middle school, I was like, bruh, glow up is happening. Like, you guys, it takes time. And sometimes you just have to, like, learn to love yourself and learn, like, the outlooks and learn that it's okay to be different. Yeah. And it's okay to have this and it's okay to not have that. And, like, even if, like, back to, like, what we were talking about last night with me getting the nose piercing and stuff, it's okay to want to do subtle things to, quote-unquote, fix your appearance or to make yourself feel better. But, you guys, a lot of the insecurities that we see in ourselves, people do not see.
Yeah, that's factual.
It's really just up in here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that, like, negative self-talk. And the negatives stick with us more than the positive, right? So, like, somebody can say something to you one time, and for the next 3 years, like, you're going to see that about yourself, you know, and you're going to want to change that and fix that. And not that anything is wrong with wanting to enhance your beauty. I think we've spoken about this before. But I think getting to a place where it's like, I accept me, you know, and I love me with all of my flaws and all of my imperfections. Like, I am me. It's either you're going to love me as well, or we just don't need to be cool. Right. And that's okay. You know, that's okay. And what was I saying?
Before I said something?
Yeah.
That I was what you wanted to be?
Yes. Kayla is like, I told Kayla yesterday, I was like, Kayla, call your friends. Like, y'all go out. Y'all really think that I keep Kayla in the house, and that is not the truth, okay? I told Kayla, call her friends, go hang out, whatever. So she gets on the phone, she's calling whomever. I think I went to, what did I do? I ran an errand for Nana and came back, and she's like, I'm just going to text the girl and cancel because I don't want to do it anymore. Like, girl, what? But Kayla she loves herself. She loves her time. She loves her own company. And I think that's a great trait to have. Yeah. Because you don't mind being with yourself. Yeah.
And I be with the dog too. Like,
yeah.
Now, sometimes she does get annoying and she does have to go. But, like, it's, like, in a way, like, even, like, with how sometimes, like, you go out by yourself and stuff, it's genuinely fun. Like, you're not forced to have conversation.
Oh, yeah.
You're not forced to, like, feel like you have to, like, be like this. You need to dress up. You need, like, I just sit home literally all like we went to the store yesterday and all I got was snacks and I baked my cookies and I sat down and I watched a Christmas movie. It's not even Christmas time.
Not even Christmas time.
Like when I'm by myself, I don't even have to care about what somebody else want to watch because it's me.
Yeah.
I watch TV. I stay on my phone. 2 things at once.
Do you think maybe that's a conversation for another time?
Oh Lord.
That's funny. Kayla definitely loves her own space.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like an only child thing?
Well, no, because sometimes I like go and sit in a room with you for hours. Like if you're watching TV, then I'll go in there. Like yesterday, I sat and watched TV. I don't know. I just like being by myself sometimes. Like, but like, don't get me wrong, because I do like to go outside. If it's me and mommy,
yeah,
I will go on the road in hopes to get something to eat after.
It's all about the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there has to be like a little food trip somewhere in there. But I do like to do things like today we're going to go, after we finish our recording, we're going to go get sweaters and make like, I don't think it's an embroidered sweater, but like custom sweaters.
Yeah.
So like, I like to do little stuff, but also like having to dress up, even though I do dress up for nothing, but having to dress up and feel like I need to do this, I need to do that. I don't want to embarrass myself doing this or that. It's just like too much. Just stay home, relax,
chill out.
Chill out. No company greater than your own.
That's a word. I like it. Okay, last question. How do you think your life would be different if I had you now versus at 16? 17. I was 17.
No, she was 16.
No, I got pregnant.
No, but I was still there at 16.
No, you
No,
were
but
not.
I was still there at 16. I could hear stuff at 16.
Just answer the question, please.
I feel like it's so hard to say. Like, I don't even think that I would have came from who I came from. It would have obviously been somebody else. So I don't even think that I would be here.
What?
Like, it would be a different man. So I wouldn't even have been in the sack to even like be here. No, I'm being for real, y'all. Like, it wouldn't be me. But hypothetically speaking, if it was me, I don't know what it would be like. I feel like it's weird because I feel like God put us through the things that we went through so that in the end, it was good.
Yeah.
I feel like if it were now, like, you wouldn't know as much about technology. You wouldn't have been on me. Like, mommy would have just been like, girl, bye.
You think so?
I feel like
I don't think so. I think that you think that because you're 16 now. And now I'm kind of like, girl, bye.
That's true.
But when you were younger, you were like my purse. Kayla was my pocketbook. Everywhere I went, you was there. And if kids couldn't go, I was not there.
Oh, it's true. Because nobody could watch me.
Yeah. So, I don't think that I would...
But will we be as close? It's also one of the...
That's a good question.
Good question. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I just can't imagine it.
Me either. Well, okay, what are some things that you think would be better?
I don't know.
Maybe financially.
Oh, yeah, if she had a better job.
No, Kaylin.
You still would have been a teacher?
Yes.
Lord. Okay, never mind.
But maybe I would have...
had, like, extra?
Yeah, I would have had money to save had I not had a kid that young.
That's true. Financially, yes. But then, like, I don't even know, because older parents, when they have their kids and their kids are, like, 16 and stuff, like, they don't relate to their kids on, like, any level. Like, so far from what I've seen, they don't try to be personable. But because you had me so young, I just feel like it's always been like that friendship and parenthood that's just morphed into like I don't know, y'all. I can't imagine. I can't imagine it.
Me either. It would be a little
hard.
It would be something to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that the level of maturity that I have now... Let me rephrase. I think that the level of maturity that I have now, I would not have had...
All the problems?
No. I would not have this level of maturity. That's what I'm trying to say. Had we not gone through what we went through.
Yeah.
I think that I would have just continued to live my life like
reckless.
Okay.
Like the Sexy Red songs. That's how she would have been living life, y'all.
No, what I was trying to say is that I would have been living my life for me and not like necessarily trying to get better.
Yeah.
You know, I think that a lot of me wanting to be a better person was to be better for you and to be better for our relationship. But I don't believe that
it would have just
worked
that way.
I don't think so at all.
Child, who knows? He probably could have been in jail.
Told you that story? For another time.
What story? Lord, y'all. See?
I'm kidding. Y'all know me.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this convo. Go ahead and drop any questions or comments down below. We would love to hear from you. Excited.
Don't forget the thumbs up, guys. Lord.
Oh yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. That's what I forgot to say. Until next time, y'all. Be blessed.